Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital reaction. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or reactions. Today was quite a roller coaster from start to finish, so let's get right to it. So at the courthouse, those hearings yesterday were wild from start to finish. Like, it was a roller coaster, I'm not even gonna lie. And so Franco is free, and the state is Nina's free too, but the state is holding all her money, so she's no longer independently wealthy. And Nina and Franco decide it would be a good idea if they just sat outside the courtroom and like made out for a while. And they're planning to have a suite together at the Metro Court. And Nina's like, yeah, this sounds all great, but how are you going to make that happen? And even I was like, yeah, Franco, how are you going to make that happen? Until light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, he's going to blackmail Olivia with that little bit of information that he has. So I wonder if he's going to do that. And speaking of the Metro Court, at the Metro Court, Anna has, in her room, she has Jordan, and she's setting her up with a wire so Jordan can go down to her meeting with Duke and get him on tape admitting to planning to kill Julian and Jerome. And Sloane shows up with a warrant just as Anna's sitting down to listen to the conversation between Jordan and Duke. And it turns out it was a fake warrant, and Sloane figured out that the informant was Jordan because Anna's higher up kind of filled him in on that. And then Jordan comes back into the room after her meeting with Duke, which I'll tell you about in a second, and she didn't know he was in the room, so it's not her fault, but kind of says anything Sloane needs to know while Sloane's in the room, and pretty much everything's revealed. And at the Metro Court dinner place, restaurant, that's a word, restaurant, Duke and Julian have a meeting, sort of, more like Julian crashes Duke's already predetermined brunch date. And Julian robs him, but then gives the money back, and Duke's people are try to get him out of there, and then Olivia comes over, and it's like, y'all have to break it up, or everyone's getting kicked out. So Julian goes over to the bar where Olivia is, and he apologizes for asking to touch her stomach the day before, and that he's going to stop badgering her about the paternity of the child. And while that's going on, Jordan is having her brunch date with Duke, and it sounds like Duke is backing out of the whole plan to kill Julian. And okay, so he totally backs out of that. So Jordan doesn't have anything incriminating for him, on him, whatever. You know what I mean. And then Franco and Nina come in at the end, and they tell Olivia they want a suite, and Olivia's like, haha, no. And Franco's like, alright, well, if you don't, we're gonna tell everyone that you're carrying Julian and Jerome's baby. And I'm like, oh, Olivia, why did you tell him, even though he was in such a state? Why did you say it? Oh, I can't. At the boxing ring, Shawn tells Sonny that he thinks he was wrong about Jordan, and tries to convince Sonny that he really came to him with no evidence and that he was just really pulling it out of thin air. And Sonny, talking to Shawn, thinks Jordan just might be an informant. And then Duke comes in at the end and tells Sonny and Shawn that Jordan's on the up and up, and the test went smoothly. She won't have to kill anyone, but since she agreed to, blah, 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 blah. And then when Sonny and Shawn leave, one of the bodyguard guys is like, hey, Mr. Lavery, why didn't you tell them that she was wearing a wire? So Duke knows that Jordan was wearing a wire and that she's an informant, which, not good. Not good, one bit. At Kelly's, Tracy tells Bobby that Patricia's passed on and that she has a niece. And Bobby's like, maybe, but we're cemetery. And Tracy tells her the cemetery. Turns out there's no cemetery by that name. Bobby looks it up. Turns out there's a what's it called? A convalescence home, kind of a nursing home type deal, with the name Oakville. I think it was Oak Hill. So Tracy and Bobby go and head off to the convalescence home to see if Patricia's there. Meanwhile, Lulu and Dante, sorry, my arm is cramping up. Lulu and Dante go to Valerie's home, and Valerie's still alive, thank goodness. And she tells Dante and Lulu that Luke was there and that he hit her because she was like, oh my goodness, she was not in good shape when they got there. And Valerie also tells Lulu and Dante that she lied about Patricia being dead and that she's really at the convalescence home. And it turns out Patricia has MS, and Valerie did tell Lulu and Dante that she wound up telling Luke where her mother was. And it turns out, okay, so then at the end, Bobby and Tracy get to the convalescence home. They go into Patricia's room, and surprise, surprise, Luke is already there, and now he has a gun on Tracy and Bobby. Whew, that was a roller coaster from start to finish. That's like my saying for the day. So, yeah, Good Friday cliffhanger. Can't wait till next week. I hope you have a great weekend. It's going to be kind of rainy and dreary here, so I hope your weekend is sunny. And I will see you Monday for more General Hospital. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, don't forget to check out our vlog channel, We Should Vlog, and other videos we put up on here. I know I'm due for, like, a lot. But in the meantime, I will see you Monday. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.